Hello there. Welcome to Just the Discs. We talk about Blu-rays here, physical media, 4Ks, and today I've got a bunch of stuff to get through. It's all, in one way or another, associated with MVD. So we have a various sort of eclectic group of stuff. And a bunch of 4Ks to talk about, as well as Blu-rays from a bunch of different labels. Blue Underground, Radiance, Cult Epics, Eureka. A bunch. So let me get into it here. I haven't had a chance to check out all of these, but just want to kind of take you through what's become available in the last couple months. So let's start with this. One of my most anticipated of this group, and one of the, I think, more popular and revered television movies ever, Dark Night of the Scarecrow, getting a 4K release here. And the film's from 1981 and is definitely a cult item, so much so that it even spawned a sequel in 2021, which is also included on this 4K set, which is a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc as well. Very exciting for fans of the TV movies. I know this is something that comes up a lot. For instance, when Frank over at Kino does his Shelf Space show, which obviously you should be checking out if you're not. A lot of announcements and just fun discussion of physical media happening there with some fun guests, including most recently my friend Jonathan Hertzberg from Fun City Editions. Well, not most recently, but on one of the more recent shows. Anyway, a lot of people ask Frank about TV movies, and it's clear that they're a little bit of a tough sell to some folks, as much as those of us that really enjoy them, and want to see more of them released. We do have to buy the ones that come out, I guess, to make that happen, and that's maybe not happening enough. But thankfully, this is one of the few 4K versions of this type of thing that I am aware of, and this film, of course, is when young Mary Lee Williams is found viciously mauled, all hell breaks loose in her rural town. Officer Postmaster Otis P. Hazelrig, that's Charles Durning, I'm a big Durning fan, leads a gang of bigots in pursuit of the suspect, her mentally challenged friend Bubba Ritter, that's Larry Drake. Of course, would go on to play on L.A. Law and Dr. Giggles and Dark Man and such. Find him hiding inside a Scarecrow. They exact brutal mob justice only to discover a tragic mistake. Now a strange apparition stalks the land, seeking each of them as the legend of the Scarecrow begins. So yeah, it's definitely a fun little revenge. Fun's maybe not the right word, but enjoyable for what it is, revenge television movie, and one that has grown in its fandom over the years, which is exciting to see it get to this point. And Dark Night of the Scarecrow 2, which I have not seen, is summarized thus. Dark terror lies just below the surface of small town. Chris Reimer, Amber Wedding, and her young son Jeremy, Aiden Schur, have settled in. One day while looking for Jeremy, she comes upon a weathered old scarecrow. Realizing that it is only an inert effigy, she tells it her secret for being there. Now suddenly, after 40 years, a dark terror stalks the cornfields. Is it on a mission of revenge, or is it protecting Chris from outside threats? The legend of the Scarecrow continues. Neat to have this on 4K, and it does have some nice features. Let's see here. Okay, so 2023 Dark Night of the Scarecrow triple fan commentary hosted by Heath Holland of Serial at Midnight. Shout out to Heath. And featuring Robert Kelly and noted film starring Amanda Reyes, expert on TV movies, author, and podcaster. Yes. Always great to have Amanda Reyes involved in anything TV or movie related. She is a self-made TV movie expert, and always love to hear her thoughts. original Dark Knight of the Scarecrow commentary with writer J.D. Feigelson and director Frank DeFalita. That's included. New 2023 Dark Knight of the Scarecrow 2 commentary by J.D. Feigelson. And then video features. We have about 4 of these. Bubba Didn't Do It, 30 Years of the Scarecrow by Daniel Griffith. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow cast reunion Q&A recorded at the 2011 Fright Fest Film Festival. 1981 CBS world premiere broadcast promo and 1985 CBS rebroadcast promo. And some behind-the-scenes photos as well. So, yeah, this looking nice in a 4K. You know, it's a TV movie. I don't expect it to look like, you know, the most glorious thing ever in terms of the way it's shot and how it looks, but it's looking better than I've ever seen it. And so this 4K is definitely worth a pickup if you're a fan. And I would definitely say the same for this next one, which is a pretty epic set from, this is from 88 Films, one of the more epic sets I've seen them do. This is the Project A collection, and this set is really something. I gotta say, it's very exciting for Jackie Chan fans, and a little different than some of the other stuff he's done. He stars as a swashbuckling turn-of-the-century Coast Guard hot on the trail of cutthroat pirates, smugglers, and freewheeling police officers, and he treats his audience to a fun-filled, action-packed motion picture experience, which shows him at his most reckless and brilliant and has become a benchmark standard for other filmmakers to follow. So this includes Project A and Project A Part 2 as well. So in Project A, Jackie Chan's character is a lieutenant in the 19th century Hong Kong Marines, and pirates have been terrorizing local waters with the assistance from the corrupt authorities. Dragon Ma, that's Mr. Chan, hopes to defeat the evil pirate clan led by Sanpeo Dick Wai, but his plan is short-circuited. Ma then teams with a Navy admiral, a police captain, and a crafty thief, played by Sammo Hung, in a new round of high seas battles with Sanpo and his pirates. This is one that I had not seen before, and I found very entertaining and contains definitely some really great, you know, fight sequences and action sequences. There's one in particular that's sort of referenced here on the cover where he's on a bicycle, and it's a bicycle chase, and they do some amazing things with bicycles that I've never seen done in any other movie since, even remotely. So that is one of those set pieces that stands out as like an all-timer for fans of Jackie Chan if you haven't seen it. But yeah, this is just a really nice set. I'll talk about Project A Part 2. Corrupt police inspector Chun David Lam has made himself the most powerful law enforcement officer in Hong Kong by staging high-profile arrests of the criminals and mobsters with whom he's in cahoots. British authorities know Chun is a dirty cop, but have not been able to infiltrate his inner circle. Enter fearless and incorruptible military policeman Dragon Ma, again, Jackie Chan, who comes back to his hometown to pose as Chun's new right-hand man and take down both cops and criminals. So kind of a different vibe in that one. But this set is just really spectacular. So you have your two 4Ks, right? And each one includes a Blu-ray as well. This one has like the little lobby cards included inside, and this one has that as well. Both have the little lobby cards, each for their respective films. Then we have this really incredible book. And it's, I mean, just really well done. Lovely matte finish. I love this kind of book. These aren't booklets, folks. These are books. Then we have a poster. Double-sided. And so we have posters for like both, I guess. Double-sided posters for both movies. I can't even unfold this one because I'm an idiot. So you get those all folded in here. And then on top of that, we have tons of extra features on each of these. So I'll put that up while I'm looking at Project A special features. Let's see here. Let's see. Brand new 4K remaster of the Hong Kong cut, 106 minutes from the original negatives, presented in ultra high definition in its 2:39:1 aspect ratio with Dolby Vision encoding, HDR compatible. Brand new 4K remaster of the extended Taiwanese cut, 115 minutes from the original negatives, presented in UHD 239 with Dolby Vision encoding, HDR10 compatible. Cantonese and Mandarin language options in Dolby Atmos, and mono and newly translated subtitles in English mono dub, Mandarin inserts during extended scenes in the Taiwanese cut. New audio commentary by Frank Zheng and FG DeSanto on the Hong Kong cut. New solo audio commentary by Frank Zheng on the Hong Kong cut. New interview with Jackie Chan's best stunt double, Mars Chung. Dancing with Danger, interview with stunt god Mars. Master Killer, interview with Grandmaster Lee Hoi-san. Elusive Dragon, interview with Yuan Bao. Pirates Den, interview with Dick Y. Can't Stop the Music, interview with composer Michael Lai. Project Collector with Paul Dre. Plan B, writer Edward Tang on Project A. Outtakes, Japanese version. Let's see. Japanese version ending, the making of Project A, Lunar New Year introduction, Mandarin with English subtitles. Oh man, so much stuff on that, and that's just the first disc. On the part 2, we have brand new 4K remaster of the Hong Kong cut, 107 minutes from the original negatives, presented in ultra high definition, 239 with Dolby Vision encoding, HDR. Brand new 4K remaster of the export cut, 98 minutes, also from the original negatives with UHD 239 aspect, Dolby Vision HDR. Cantonese language options in mono and Dolby Atmos in Mandarin mono with newly translated subtitles. Hong Kong cut, English mono dub export cut. New audio commentary by Frank Zhen and FG DeSanto on the Hong Kong cut. New interview with Anthony Carpio. The Big Boss interview with Chan Wei-man. Someone Will Know Me, 1988 documentary focusing on 3 members of the Jackie Chan stunt team. So that's a cool little bonus. Japanese ending, full screen Jackie Chan recording session, Hong Kong trailer. Just a lot of stuff. So this is a pretty epic set, and it's a little pricey. But if you're a fan of these films, I don't know. They've really done, I think, right by you and included some really great stuff. The booklet, or the book, Project A cast and crew, Project A Part 2 cast and crew, Labor of Love, Jackie's Plan Worked Out by Thorsten Boos, Project A No Plan B, a look into how Project A 1 and 2 define the Jackie Chan 1980s style by Paul Bramhall, Someone Will Know Me, an interview with Roberta Chow by Thorsten Boos. So a lot of nice stuff in that book as well. So really a heck of a nice set from 88 Films. And so I think Jackie Chan fans will be happy with this one. Definitely worth grabbing. Moving on quickly here to Blue Underground, who continue to do great and interesting work. This is The Million Eyes of Sumire. And this is another 4K from them, extended version of this film. And this is one that I was not really aware of until, I wasn't aware of the movie at all, but I wasn't aware of the director until Quentin Tarantino started championing some of his films. His name is Lindsay Shantef, and he's one of these directors that had just been completely off my radar until it came up, I think it was on the Video Archives podcast. They started talking about, I want to say maybe it was The Fast Kill and Number One of the Secret Service. And I'm pretty sure Number One of the Secret Service, definitely getting a Blu-ray. I could be misremembering if it's a 4K. I think it's a Blu-ray from Kino. So definitely taking note of Quentin's fandom of Lindsay Shantef. But anyway, so this is a sort of a spy spoofy kind of crazy, technicolor-y, not literally, but very colorful kind of movie. Shirley Eaton stars as Sumire, a beautiful but deadly woman with plans for world domination. And it says 2 years before, the girl from Rio, Shirley Eaton from Goldfinger, also starred as Sumire, a beautiful but deadly woman with plans for world domination, when a couple of wisecracking, swinging secret agents uncover her scheme to eliminate male leaders and replace them with sexy undercover female operatives. They rush to Hong Kong and enlist the local police to stop her all-female army of assassins known as the Million Eyes of Sumire. Feels like almost an influence on some stuff in Austin Powers, maybe? I don't know. So Frankie Avalon stars in this, along with George Nader, Wilfred Hydewhite, Maria Rome, and Klaus Kinski as well. It's an action-packed spy spoof from producer Harry Alan Towers and director Lindsay Shonteff, as I mentioned, presented in a brand new 4K restoration from its long-lost and recently found original camera negative with Dolby Vision HDR, including 10 minutes of additional missing footage from the previous release. And again, as has always been the case with these Blue Underground 4Ks, this looks really nice. I think it's maybe, I'm not sure what kind of budget level they were shooting at, but it's just a solid looking transfer and a very pretty movie to look at, and kind of crazy and kooky. If you're into the spy spoofy stuff of the 60s, this just slots right in there. And it's especially fun to have Frankie Avalon in this kind of movie, because he's always been sort of a beach movie guy, and this he's kind of a goofy spy, and he's pretty good in it. So anyway, this is got a nice 4K. It has reversible artwork. I think that might be the original poster art. And of course it comes with a Blu-ray and a 4K. And in terms of features, they always do a nice job with these as well. It has a new audio commentary with film historians David Del Valle and Dan Marino, and a new audio commentary number 2 with film historians Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Holworth, who are always a great duo. And then something called... those two are both on the 4K. And then on the Blu-ray, we have England's unknown exploitation film eccentric, The Schlock Cinema Legacy of Lindsay Shonteff, a new feature-length documentary directed by Naomi Hallwell. So you have a new doc all focused on Lindsay Shonteff, which is great to have as a bonus. This has a Riff Tracks edition of the film, riffed by Mike Nelson, Bill Corbett, and Kevin Murphy, if you're a fan of their stuff, which I am. So that's a nice other option that you can have going as well. So that is Million Eyes of Sumire, another beautiful 4K from Blue Underground. Then we have some stuff from Radiance. Again, these are all a bunch of films I don't really know. That's one thing that is constantly a thing for them from the label is digging up stuff that I've somehow never had on my radar to this point. So it's definitely one of those things where I'm always curious as to everything they put out, and they always do a nice job as well. So this is Radiance's new Blu-ray of Viva La Muerte. And this film is from 1971. Fando is tormented by conflicting feelings to his mother, who he suspects has aided his father in his father's capture by fascists. As the Spanish Civil War draws to a close, Fando, a young boy, is tormented by violently conflicting feelings towards his mother, who he suspects may have had a role in his father's capture by fascists, feeling that manifests themselves as a nightmare onslaught of terrifying and bizarre imagery. Based on Fernando Arabal's own brutal experiences during the Civil War, Viva La Muerte is a shockingly provocative work of surrealist cinema from the artist-filmmaker who co-founded the Panic Movement collective alongside Alejandro Jodorowsky. Acclaimed on release by critics and scorned by censors, Viva La Muerte would later achieve notoriety as a midnight movie and was a favorite film of John Lennon and Yoko Ono, which is always cool to hear that kind of stuff. Restored in 4K with the collaboration of Fernando Arrabal, Radiance is proud to present Viva La Muerte on English subtitle Blu-ray for the first time ever. So this is a new 4K restoration of the 35 camera negative by Cinematheque Toulouse in collaboration with Fernando Arbal. Audio discussion from Projection Booth podcast featuring Mike White, Heather Drain, and Jess Baird. That's a 66-minute recording. Sur les traces de Bal, a short documentary by Abdelatif Ben Ammar, in which the filmmaker followed Arabal's films and captured him at work on Viva La Muerte. This is from 1970, so it's an archival thing from 20 minutes long. Vid Arabal, a feature-length documentary on Arabal by Xavier Pastrel Baron, capturing the life and work of the singular filmmaker, playwright, painter, and essayist, featuring interviews with admirers, friends, and family, including members of the Panic. Interview with scholar and Spanish cinema expert David Archibald. Trailer, reversible sleeve, and a booklet featuring new writing by Sabina Stent, and archival interview with Fernando Arabal. Very cool. Sabina, longtime online friend. So yeah, nice booklet with the interview and with the essay. Very cool stuff. And of course, the reversible art. Fascinating sounding film. Next up from Radiance, we have Tattooed Life, and this film is from 1965. Tetsuo Hideki Takahashi from Fighting LG. A low-level Yakuza is double-crossed by his boss and attacked. His younger brother Kenji, an aspiring artist with no connections to crime, comes to his aid and kills Tetsuo's assailant. Fearing repercussions from the Yakuza, they flee to Manchuria, where they risk coming under suspicion of rival gangs. Seijun Suzuki remains loyal to the conventions of the Yakuza film, but Tattooed Life contains flashes of his later creative genius, including a final act of explosive visual excess that has become one of the director's all-time classic scenes. So if you're a fan of Suzuki's output, you've seen Branded to Kill, you've seen Tokyo Drifter, you definitely want to check out more. This is definitely a disc you're going to want to pick up. It does sound intriguing, although maybe not as crazy as his other stuff, but I find him as a director endlessly fascinating. This has an audio commentary by William Carroll, author of Seijun Suzuki and Post-War Cinema, and a newly edited archival interview with director Suzuki himself, as well as a newly edited archival interview with art director Takeo Kimura. Again, reversible sleeve and a limited edition booklet featuring new writing by Tom Vick and newly translated archival review of the film. There's our reverse and a nice booklet with starting out with the essay and followed by a review of the film. Very nice. So more Seijun Suzuki on Blu-ray, always a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Lastly, from Radiance, we have A Man on His Knees, a film by Damani, a big Italian director who's just really solid and would work in the States. I just recently actually saw Amityville 2, The Possession, which he directed. Mistaken as this one is from, I want to say, what year? I'll find it in a second. Mistaken as a witness to a crime. This is from 1979. Nino Giuliano Gemma, the Iron Prefect, learns from a friend that he has been put on a mafia hit list and is being stalked by an assassin. A man with a troubled past, Nino knows only too well that he faces and uses all his strength and cunning to keep himself and family alive. Featuring stunning performances from both leads, Damiano Damiani applies his trademark realism and socio-political commentary to A Man on His Knees, charting Nino's desperation as he refuses to kneel before the power of organized crime. Newly restored in 4K, Radiance Films is proud to present one of Damani's finest films on Blu-ray for the first time ever in the world. So, worldwide Blu-ray debut. And the restorations from the original negative includes archival interviews with stars Giuliano Gemma, Tano Cimarosa, and assistant director Mino Giarda. New interview with Alberto Pizzata, author of Regia Damiano Damiani. Reversible sleeve, newly commissioned artwork by Filippo de Battista. Booklet featuring new writing by Roberto Curti. Yeah. So this is our reverse, and we got our booklet. Yeah, so you get Damiani and a new one from Suzuki in the same month from Radiance. That's pretty cool for me. Pretty heavy hitting as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Next up, we have one more 4K from Cult Epics. And this is continuing a group of Tinto Brass 4Ks that they've been knocking out here. We have previous to this is called Cheeky. And this film is from 2000, apparently, so a more recent Brass effort. But they've already put out Frivolous Lola and All Ladies Do It on 4K. So this is, I think, the third of their Tinto Brass 4Ks, I believe, which is cool. Whenever they can do a series like that, it's always exciting. So this one is Tinto Brass's most sexy and joyful film. Cult Epics presents the 4K UHD world premiere of the uncut and uncensored version of the film. So that's good to know. Will you be able to endure the sexy hilarity as Carla visits London? She's a big hit with everyone except her boyfriend Matteo, who sees with jealousy when she meets the horny lesbian real estate agent Moira. Beautifully shot and featuring a headbanging soundtrack, Cheeky is sure to have you glued to the screen. Tinto Brass's most sexy and joyful film. Let's see. So like I said, 4K, uncut, and from the original negative, and restoration plus HDR. New DTS HD MA 2.0 plus 5.0 Italian and English. New audio commentary by Eugenio Ercolani and Nathaniel Thompson. New 4K trailers. That's all just the 4K. And the Blu-ray has all that, as well as a new interview with cinematographer Massimo Di Venanzo, and a new isolated score by Pino Donaggio. Very cool to have that. Backstage with Tinto Brass, a featurette from 2000. Double-sided sleeve with original uncensored Italian poster art. 20-page illustrated booklet with liner notes by Eugenio Ercolani and Domenico Manetti. 4K exclusive first pressing 4x repro Italian lobby card prints included in here as well. So a very nice presentation for Tinto Brass fans in 4K. Next up, we have one from Unearthed Films. This is called The Profane Exhibit. And this is... what year is this from? Well, I'm not going to figure it out, I'm sure. But it's a new one from Unearthed. It says, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow creatures of the night, you are invited to join us on a perilous journey into the land of the damned. Please ensure to keep your limbs safely inside the speeding vehicle at all times, for what you are about to witness is a dangerous miracle of the macabre. 10 renowned horror movie directors from all over the world have recreated their most gruesome dreams and frenzied nightmares for your viewing displeasure. Your ticket entitles you to enjoy a surfeit of screams, palpitations, and gut-wrenching violence, the likes of which has never been seen by man or beast. Watch your step, don't look behind you, and try to keep your eyes open because you're about to witness the profane exhibit. Audio commentary by director Michael Todd Schneider and producer Amanda Manuel, and Ultraviolent Magazine's Art Ettinger. Tiffany Blem interviews Jeremy Caston. Tiffany Blem interviews Uwe Boll. Tiffany Blem interviews Amanda Manuel. And also Michael Todd Schneider. So at least for the directors that are included here. A mini documentary 10 years later by Marian Dora, Awakened Mana, and footage from the world premiere also included, all on this the Blu-ray. So yeah, that's cool stuff. I don't know all the directors involved, but from the creators of Cannibal Holocaust, Malum, Cannibal, Tokyo Gore Police, Colossal, Gutterballs, and many more. So a very cool new release from the folks at Unearthed Films. This is Region A locked. Cool. Okay, I got a bunch of Eureka, but I'm going to bounce around a little bit. I'm going to start with our Eureka and then do some 88 film stuff. This one I'm most excited about because I've been seeing this image of that character there from Taoism Drunkard as Lars Nilsson's, I want to say his Instagram picture for years, and I was always like, what is that? And I figured it out, and I bought the DVD, but I still haven't watched the movie. So I was always very excited when I see a Blu-ray release of a movie that I already own on DVD that I haven't watched. So this includes Taoism Drunkard and the young Taoism Fighter as well. So this is a double feature from Eureka. In the wake of the Encounter of the Spooky Kind, the Hong Kong film industry launched headlong into a prolific genre cycle that drew upon Taoist folklore, popular throughout the 1980s and into the next decade. These films combine elements of horror, fantasy, comedy, and martial arts as they pit their protagonists against hopping vampires, vengeful ghosts, and evil sorcerers. Here, Eureka Classics is proud to present two of the most mind-bending tales of Taoist magic ever committed to film, Taoism Drunkard and Young Taoism Fighter. Directed by and starring Yuan Chengyan, Taoism Drunkard follows a man with a love for wine who accidentally damages a sacred statue. To atone for his blunder, he's asked by an enraged Taoist priest to find a virginal boy to aid in defending his temple from a demonic sorcerer. Then in Young Taoism Fighter, a practitioner of Taoist Kung Fu manages to separate his soul from his body before teaming up with a vengeful young woman to take on a sinister sorcerer and the evil leader of the rival Kung Fu school. Filled with imagery both fantastical and thrilling, not least Taoism Drunkard's Banana Monster, and featuring some of the most jaw-droppingly invented fight sequences in the history of martial arts cinema, Taoism Drunkard and Young Taoism Fighter are cult classics and even celebrated from the Yuan clan that need to be seen to be believed. Both films are presented on Blu-ray for the first time ever in brand new 2K restorations. Both presented in 1080p HD from brand new 2K restorations, original Cantonese audio and optional English dub tracks, optional English subtitles, newly translated, brand new audio commentaries on both films by East Asian film expert Frank Zhang, both brand new commentaries on both films by action experts Mike Leader and Arnie Venema, and brand new interview with director and actor Young Chunyan, brand new interview with critic Andrew Heskins from Eastern Kicks, limited edition collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Southeast Asian horror expert Dr. Katrina Ankuta and Daniel O'Brien, author of Spooky Encounters, and limited slipcase as well. So a really nice set, and some cool, weird, trippy martial arts fantasy movies that I'm excited to check out from Eureka. All right, so bouncing back to 88 Films, we have 3 here, and these are part of their Shaw Brothers collection, all of them. We'll start with To Kill a Mastermind. This one, 1979, and I've heard this one mentioned as being pretty fun. Be careful, no one's safe as long as the evil kung fu masters of Qisha clan terrorize the land. Can they be stopped? The authorities have placed a spy in their ranks, but the clan and their mysterious unknown leader won't go down without a fight or several. Barely pausing to catch its breath between brawls, To Kill a Mastermind was produced by Hong Kong's legendary Shaw Brothers studio and features the astounding acrobatics and mind-blowing martial arts skills that make their films so special. long unavailable and difficult to see, 88 Films are proud to present this essential rediscovery in a beautiful Blu-ray edition. So, yeah, this one is definitely known and definitely, I'm sure, is a lot of fun. No extras, unfortunately, included here, but just nice to have this movie on a nice new Blu-ray as part of this wonderful collection from 88 Films. Great to see how much Shaw Brothers has been repped on Blu-ray between the Arrow sets and the stuff that 88 Films is doing and some of the other labels. Really, Shaw Brothers is blowing off the charts in terms of how much Blu-ray coverage they are getting. Okay, so we have next up Shadowboxing. And this one is from 1979 as well. Let's see here. Lau Kar Lung, very cool. From legendary Lau Kar Lung, from a spiritual boxer, 8-diagram pole fighter, comes one of his finest and wildest rides, following a pair of very special undertakers who transport dead bodies by magical means, but their latest trip is proving tricky. It's bad enough that a strong-willed woman has invited herself along for the ride, but even more awkwardly, one of the corpses might not actually be dead. Pretty much inventing the kung fu horror comedy and a huge influence on later films like Encounter of the Spooky Kind, mentioning that again, and Mr. Vampire. The Shadow Boxing stars Gordon Kill Bill Liu, and features the sort of action only the great Lau could serve up. 88 Films are delighted to unleash this Hong Kong classic on Blu-ray. Again, no features, but high-definition presentation, 235:1, and a nice slipcase. And lastly, from that group from 88, we have Golden Lotus. And this one, also Shaw Brothers, also one I feel like I've heard of but never seen. Let's see here. Although most famous for their kung fu movies, Hong Kong's legendary Shaw Brothers studio made more than just chop sake. Taken from a famously saucy classic novel, Golden Lotus is an epic tale of a passionate and sometimes destructive love affair between a rich man and poor women. A potent story of lust and power, co-starring no less than Jackie Chan in one of his earliest roles, and directed by the award-winning Li Han Sang. Golden Lotus revels in the true strength and diversity of Hong Kong filmmaking. 88 Films are proud to present this underseen masterpiece on Blu-ray. Again, same deal. 1080p presentation, 235:1. No extras really. Original Mandarin audio. A nice slip case. But good for your Shaw Brothers collection. Okay. Moving on, we have some more stuff from Eureka. Just a couple more. We will talk about Broken Oath next. Broken Oath is 1977. A Hong Kong take on Japan's Lady Snowblood. Broken Oath is an action-packed tale of righteous vengeance, directed by Zhang Changhua, who directed King Boxer, and starring the First Lady of Kung Fu Cinema, the inimitable Angela Mao. Orphaned and angry, Lotus, that's Mao, is raised by Buddhist nuns before she is exiled for her violent ways and skipping classes to improve her martial arts skills. Finding herself alone in the world, quickly comes to discover the truth of her past, that her father was once a respected member of the imperial court who was murdered in cold blood, and that her mother gave birth to her in a jail cell after being unjustly imprisoned for killing one of the culprits. With revenge on her mind and a newfound accomplice in tow, she sets out to track down the men responsible for tearing her family apart, armed with both her considerable martial arts prowess and a nest of scorpions with which to poison her enemies. Made at the height of her fame following roles in Hapkido, Lady Whirlwind, Enter the Dragon, and When Taekwondo Strikes, Broken Oath is one of Angela Mao's very best films and boasts action choreography orchestrated by Xiao Su, who did Drunken Master, and Yuan Wu Ping, one of the most respected stunt coordinators in both Hong Kong and Hollywood. He worked on The Matrix, among others. Eureka Classics is proud to present this film on Blu-ray the first time anywhere in the world from a brand new 2K restoration. of the uncut theatrical version. Original Mandarin audio and optional English dub. Optional English subtitles, newly translated. Brand new commentary audio by East Asian film expert Frank Zheng. Brand new audio commentary by action experts Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. Brand new interview with actor Bruce Lung. And Patrick Macias on Lady Snowblood, a new appreciation by writer Patrick Macias. Limited edition collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Kung Fu Cult Masters author Leon Hunt. That's the first pressing only, and a limited slipcase as well. And then last for Eureka, we have this one here called The Champions. And this is from 1983. And it's described sports action and comedy collide in Golden Harvest's The Champions, the precursor to Shaolin soccer from the first family of Hong Kong martial arts cinema, the inimitable Yuan clan. Li Yuanbao is a young farmer who has grown up in an isolated rural community. When indiscretion lands him in hot water, he leaves his home in the countryside and heads for the big city, where he meets Suan, a street footballer who recognizes Tong's talent for soccer and encourages him to try out for a pro team. But Tong's first chance at glory is scuppered by a rivalry with the narcissist king, Dick Wei, who relegates the newcomer to cleaning up after his teammates. But after having discovered a love for soccer, Tong soon accepts an offer to join a rival team, and the stage is set for a final confrontation with King on the pitch. Written and directed by Brandy Yuan, and featuring action choreography by Yuan Shunyi and Yun Chun Young. The Champions is a sporting underdog story filtered through some of the greatest minds in the history of Hong Kong action cinema. Eureka Classics is proud to present the film on Blu-ray for the first time ever in a brand new 2K restoration. Original Cantonese audio and optional English dub tracks, optional subtitles newly translated, brand new audio commentary by East Asian film expert Frank Zhang, brand new audio commentary by action experts Mike Leader and Arnie Benema, brand new featurette by CFK looking at the 1987 Hong Kong celebrity football / soccer team that featured a number of Hong Kong legends including Jackie Chan and Andy Lau. Andrew Heskins on The Champions, a brand new interview with film critic Andrew Heskins of Eastern Kicks, reversible sleeve, limited edition booklet featuring new writing on the film by James Oliver, limited slipcase as well. And lastly, a little different, but another Blu-ray you can get at the MVD shop, My Love Affair with Marriage. This is from MVD Visual. It's an all-region disc. It's a 2023 film, so kind of brand new. In this groundbreaking animated feature, My Love with Marriage follows Zelma Dagmara Dominchik of HBO Succession, who navigates through a series of romantic encounters, each one shaping her understanding of love and marriage. With unflinching honesty, she grapples with the conflicting forces of passion and delusionment, her own desires, fears, and insecurities, painting a raw and intimate portrait of the human heart. From acclaimed writer-director Sidney Beaumain, along with an amazing voice cast that includes Matthew Modine, Cameron Monaghan, Stephen Lang. This award-winning film features striking visuals, poignant storytelling, and a cinematic experience that will linger in the hearts and minds of viewers long after the credits roll. Bonus materials include Penny Stamp's Distinguished Speaker Series presents director Sidney Beaumain on the making of My Love Affair with Marriage. That's your main thing there that you're getting. Optional trailer, optional subtitles, English, etc. So that sounds like an intriguing movie with an intriguing cast that I was unaware of outside of this Blu-ray release. Anyway, that will do it for this stack of stuff from MVD. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.